Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a short and quick review of the brand new exotic bow called Le Monarque. Now that simply just means the monarch, so if you don't want to speak French every single time you talk about this bow, you can simply just say the monarch. Now big shout out to PibPixel for letting me use this account. If you're curious where this thing drops from, it's basically a random reward for completing any forge. Some have gotten it from the GoFanon, while others got it from the new one called Izanami Forge. What's interesting though is that it seems like you need a weapon frame while doing a forge to get this thing to drop. So go ahead and unlock the brand new forge whenever you have time, grab one of the actual frames from Ada herself, and then just grind it as much as you can, and hopefully you get it within a few runs. Taking a look at the weapon itself here, we can see a couple of things, most notably the theme it shares with the Destiny 1 classic known as the Thorn. The tip of the bow stores a vial of poison, which is a very cool aesthetic touch because the main intrinsic trait is poison arrows. Arrows fired quickly after a full drop become poison arrows. Precision hits with poison arrows spread poison to nearby enemies. We then have natural spring, compact arrow shaft, and finally snapshot. So you can kind of see what Bungie is going for here with this bow. They're giving you fast ADS time with snapshot, rewarding fast arrow releases by giving you poison, and finally rewarding all of that plus precision shots by spreading poison to nearby allies. This all comes together quite nicely and makes for a playstyle that's especially effective at PvP and pretty solid as well in PvE. I took this thing into the Crucible and I had a ton of fun with it, but that's something that I can say about a lot of weapons right now in the Crucible, especially any old random bow. But the thing that really propels this weapon is the potential skill gap of this weapon. Those who will be most effective with this will be those who can quickly aim in, release and aim for the head all within a quick second. This then would allow you to use the weapon to its fullest, making it awesome for holding down specific zones in control and maybe even bomb sites in competitive. The fact that it chains poison is quite interesting because it could scare off a large group of enemies if they're pushing in aggressively for a flag or a zone. It seems like this weapon would be great for zoning off sections of the map and rewarding the right type of player. It also sounds really nice and has great feedback. I'm personally not the biggest fan of the feedback on all the other bows in the game right now, but this one, there's something different with it and it feels really good to load and shoot an arrow. Now let's talk about the poison damage numbers itself. In the Crucible it'll hit 3, but that can of course be raised to 4 if the enemy is taking damage and they're tethered. It ticks for a total of 8 times. I slowed down the footage and I counted, so 3 times 8 is 24, so in addition to the 151 you hit with a headshot, that's a total of 175 damage. Pretty damn close to being able to kill a low resilience player, but not quite there just yet. The reason why this is a very effective bow in the Crucible is the same reason why the Thorn was effective back in Destiny 1. It takes people out of gunfights for a very long time, and they not only have to wait for their recovery to kick in, but they also have to wait for the ticks to stop eating their health away and then wait for recovery to kick in. I'd argue that maybe this weapon has a place in a game type like competitive countdown, where wasting time, especially on defense, is very important so the enemy cannot plant a bomb. It's going to be really interesting to see what people can do with this weapon and how they're going to use it to their own advantage. Shifting gears to PvE, I actually see this weapon being less of a threat simply because there are weapons in the secondary slot that can dish out way more damage and be effective in a lot of different situations, just like the Trinity Ghoul. Its intrinsic perk will actually let you take out a wide variety of enemies at the same time, and that is something that really can't be understated. If I had to guess, I would say that this is more of a PvP bow, and the Trinity Ghoul is more geared towards PvE, although obviously both can be effective depending on the wielder himself. The extra ticks of damage were definitely noticeable, and it was nice to see the poison spread to other enemies. Although when the poison did spread to the other enemies though, it didn't seem like they were getting flinched or disoriented unless they were very low tier enemies like Thrall or Acolyte or things along that nature. Still, this was very beneficial and the damage wasn't marginal either. When it comes to running Nightfall strikes or just regular Vanguard strikes and putting Void Burn on, I don't think I would run this over something exotic in the power slot with Void Burn, simply because it doesn't seem like the bow had incredible DPS like something like an EP shotgun or a Telesto would have. I like this weapon overall, and seeing as how it's not too difficult of an exotic to acquire based on the accounts of my friends and other content creators, it's worthy of its rarity. Now I'm gonna grind the new forge and try getting this weapon overnight, and hopefully if all goes well and I'll have a little bit of luck, I'll get this weapon by tomorrow and I'll be able to use it in a live commentary of some sort. Hopefully then I can give you guys a really good understanding of if this thing has a place in the Crucible and if we'll be seeing it long term, because again, those damage over time ticks are really the selling point of this weapon. The Thorn was dominant for that reason back in Destiny 1, so I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on this thing and playing out a solid 6-7 hours and seeing what this thing is made of. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, a like rating would be very much appreciated. Subscribe for more daily Destiny 2 Forsaken and future content. Have yourselves a great day, and I will see you all later. Peace.